Sunil, this is Jonah. I wanted to show you the pad eyes on the dredge and give you a better idea of what we're working with here. The pad eyes in question for shipping the dredge are these two pad eyes here, right here and right here. As you can see, they're approximately a ½ inch thick plate. The pad eyes for the ladder, the hinge pins, are in here. These are the actual pins where the ladder pivots on to go up and down. You have one here and you have one here. When you get the ladder at your end, you'll have to remove these pins, which we did, and then put them back in to secure the ladder. The pad eyes in question for shipping the dredge, these two pad eyes, their sole purpose is when the ladder comes up and is in a stored position, they pin the ladder. There's a pin on the ladder at each side that slides into this pad eye and holds it in the stored position. So when the ladder is being used and dredging on a daily basis, these pad eyes are not used. They're strictly for storage. The pivot pad eyes for the ladder, the ones that take all the abuse, are back here further in. The distance in question on the pad eyes works out to approximately 5 centimeters, which is 2 US inches. So we were going to have to get below the length specified by Nils for the shipping. We were going to have to cut them here. It doesn't make sense to cut them there because you'd be cutting through the hole. So I was going to stay 2 inches off of the face of the dredge, which would be 5 centimeters, and cut them approximately right here in a vertical line. So when you receive them, you would have to weld this vertical line here, which is a total of approximately 9 inches. We'd cut this pad eye here, and we would cut this same pad eye here. It's a ½ inch plate, ½ inch thick US inches plate that is welded back to the dredge. We would be staying off the face of the dredge so that if you bevel this side, the pad eye side, bevel the pad eye side, and bevel the dredge remaining portion side, you could do a full penetration weld. My personal opinion is, if you want to cut something, or if we have to cut something, which is what it appears, this is what you want to cut. Welding these on is going to be very easy, and they are not used on a daily basis during dredging, as opposed to the spud wells. The pad eyes are strictly for supporting the ladder during transportation. The spud wells themselves are a different story. In order to shorten the spud wells, what we would have to do, and here you have a approximately 1.5 US inches thick plate, we would have to make a cut somewhere approximately back in here. I'd want to stay in from the pin. You'd have to make a cut here, 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 and here. So what you would have is 4 cuts per spud well, and you have two spud wells. So in order to weld them back on, you'd be welding 8 pieces of plate 1.5 inches thick, and these are going to see, the spud wells are going to see significantly more action during normal use. The pad eyes, let me give you a different shot to show you what we're working, what they are from up above. This is looking down on the pad eye, sticking out of the front of the dredge. Here's the second pad eye. And in the meantime, you can see, if you look through here, these are the pivot points for the ladder. 1, And here's the second pivot point. On the ladder itself, here you have the main pivot points that we are not cutting that pin into the dredge, and here you have the pad eye, the pin that supports the ladder. It's this pin here that in the stored position, the pin comes up like such and sticks through the ladder, or the pin on the ladder sticks through the pad eye, and it's only used for storage. Hopefully this helps, clarifies, and lets you see which direction you want to head when we go and we have to cut something.